There's a big difference between what you know and what you do. That gap is what stops you from achieving the things that you want. I've just come back from talking to a group of disengaged 16-year-olds in school, and I shared the exercise that I give my clients on how to identify these things that are holding you back so that you can finally bridge the gap between what you know and what you do. So let's dive straight in. People often struggle to take action on what they know. There's a big gap between what we know in our minds and what we do in our lives. It's like we know consciously we want to do better, but something holds us back. Something stops us from taking that action that's going to move our life forward. And we get in a cycle of negativity, frustration, and we get stuck in that loop going over and over again, repeating the same patterns time after time, and more importantly, in different areas of our life. This happens because our deeply rooted beliefs and our programs, called paradigms, which you've heard me talk a lot about on this podcast before, drive our behavior from the subconscious level. So the conscious is what we know, the subconscious is ultimately what we do. Our paradigms shape how we see the world and filter information. Just learning helpful hacks, tricks, or ideas is usually not enough to create lasting change. We have to upgrade the operating system inside that determines how we interpret things and what actions that we take. The results that we get in our life are a result of our subconscious programming, our paradigms. And if we do not unpick them, we will not change. Our paradigms are made up of our habits, our beliefs, and our self-image. And we can never outperform that self-image we have of ourselves. So we can learn all these hacks, these tricks. We can read all the books in the world. But until we take the principles that we learn, we put them deep within our subconscious and start to actually live by these principles, nothing will change. We all know how to be 1% better in multiple areas of our lives. But why don't we? It's because we don't necessarily know how. We don't know these paradigms are holding us back. We don't know what beliefs are holding us back. These self-limiting beliefs that we've imposed on ourselves. The habits that we're doing, they're actually causing us to take opposite action for what we want. It's because it's all on a subconscious level, meaning it's below our conscious awareness, meaning we don't know that it's there. We don't know that it's holding us back. And bridging this knowing-doing gap requires aligning our conscious knowledge with our subconscious beliefs, assumptions, and patterns. It's bringing the two together into alignment. So the things that we want to do on a conscious level, we can program the subconscious to take the required action to get the results that we ultimately want. Too many times we try and change actions, not realizing that's an effect. There's a cause. There's a reason why we're taking this action. And most of the time it's habitual. It's automatic. We don't think about it. It's only when it's too late and we don't get that desired outcome, that desired result. Like, I need to change what I did. No. Hey guys, if you're enjoying this video, please smash that thumbs up button. It helps with the YouTube algorithm to get the video out there to help more people that may need to hear this message. If you don't want to miss any future episodes, hit that subscription button. And now back to the episode. Most of the time, it's not the taking action we need to change. It's the thinking. Our thinking and our subconscious programming, they're the things that need to change. So it means integrating what we understand intellectually with what we express through our daily actions. And we need to replace these restrictive paradigms with positive beliefs that are deeply ingrained in our core identity. New ways of being can become habitual by constantly putting the gained insight into practice. So once you learn this new thing, this bit of information you've learned from a book, from this podcast, we have to put it into practice. We can't just sit there and be like, oh yeah, no, yep, cool, I know what to do now. No, at the earliest opportunity, how can you put that into practice? I'm constantly taking workshops on how to improve my public speaking, just gaining knowledge. Until I actually implement it and take action on the things I've learned, it is useless. We don't need to gain more knowledge. We need to gain an awareness of why we're not doing more with the knowledge that we already have. And what we repeatedly expose ourselves to shapes us. So if we constantly get this new bit of information and we practice it and practice it and practice it and practice it, or we ingrain that new thought over and over and over again, we then start to get belief in ourselves. Because remember, a lot of the beliefs that we have, these limiting beliefs, they've come from us. They're self-imposed because we kept thinking that same thought over and over and over again until we've held onto it like a belief. So once we actually expose ourselves to something different repeatedly over and over and over again, it will go into the subconscious and become that new belief. By adjusting our internal programming, we can bridge the gap between knowledge and action, allowing our outer lives to reflect our inner transformation. So this is what I want you to do. This is the exercise that I was taking this class through this morning. And it's the exact same exercise that I take my coaching clients through as well. It's completely game changing. So what I want you to do is in the middle of a piece of paper, write down your goal. If you don't have a goal, that potentially might be something you want to look at. You've heard me talk about this multiple times before. We are like ships. We are ships in the sea of life, and a ship needs a destination. It needs to know where it's going. So if you don't know where you're going, how can you filter if the actions that you're taking are in alignment with where it is that you want to go? If we don't determine where we want to go, the sea of life will take us there. So I would write down a goal. If you don't have one, I would recommend checking back previous podcasts that I've done on how to identify a good goal. There's some good ones around the start of the year, obviously start of 2024, talked a lot about it. But it could also be a problem or a challenge that you're having, a problem or challenge that you keep facing. And then what you do is you set a time on your phone for 20 minutes. And for 20 minutes, non-stop, you write down every single thought or association that pops up with that goal, that problem, or that challenge. And you link them together. You just free write, both positive and negative associations. Just free write. Turn to a big spider diagram. And when you don't think that you can write down any more, come up with 3 extra things. And once you've got this sheet of paper with all this stuff there, that is your paradigms. You are then looking at your paradigms, your beliefs, and your programming around this goal or this problem or this challenge. And paradigms are neither positive nor negative. They just are. So a lot of things you write down there are positive paradigms. That's brilliant. We're not interested in them. We're looking at the limiting ones, the self-limiting ones, the real powerful ones. So once you've got this, highlight the 3 key paradigms here that are holding you back from achieving your goal or holding you back from pushing through and overcoming this challenge or this problem that you're struggling with. And once you've done this, if you're on YouTube, write down in the comments what big paradigm has become apparent to you that you weren't aware of. And then once we've got these 3 paradigms, these 3 big key ones, ask yourself the questions. Why do I think this? Where does it come from? Where did I get such an idea? And really keep on digging until you've exhausted every possible scenario. Get to the core essence of where this has come from. Because once you've gained awareness of it, you've got power over it. You need to bring things out of the darkness and into the light. Because only once they're in the light can you then do something about it. Here we go. Once we're aware of something, we can do something about it. Because here's the thing. You don't know what you don't know. You do not know what is holding you back. You do not know what is stopping you. You do not know what self-limiting beliefs you have lying on a subconscious level. Bring them to the surface. Do something about it. And as always, if you've taken any value from today's episode, don't forget to like and share with a friend. Until next time, take it easy.